Hey, weirdo.
One, two, three, go!
My earliest memory is riding in my grandfather's boat, arm over the side, hand in the spray. I've spent much of the rest of my life chasing this feeling. All of that has led to this, the wooden boat experience. So here's the board that was in that spot. Not exactly a prime specimen to be reused. Really, I don't know if they drew those down like that because they didn't have long enough bolts or what. But we definitely got to make a new one of these. I'm going to set this over here. The way you install these hanger bolts is to put one nut on, side with the, in this case it's 1/4 20 thread. Put another one on against it and then tighten them against each other. That becomes the way that you tighten it down. Drill a hole here. We're going a little bit back each way from the original because when you had a wood screw you could bring this piece right into the hole, flexing it, and then put the screw through the hole. But in this case you got to drop it down on there, so you don't have quite as much flex room there, so we need the little extra gap. I mean, the important part is that it's going to catch the tank here. What we'll put between the metal of this and the metal of the tank is tar paper. Give it a little grip, make up the space in between. Then we turn the hanger down until all you have is a 1/4 20 thread sticking out. You see this one, all of the wood screw type thread is down into the wood. Had a hard time finding everything I needed in the way of fasteners this week, so I didn't get everything from one place. Here's those hanger bolts I was talking about that we're going to use to put the gas tank in. Here are the gas tank. Two different sizes. I got longer ones and shorter ones. These are stainless steel. I figure they're going to come in handy for a few different things around here. Good to have them. You know, if you're going to place an order with the shipping and everything, you might as well get what you need and what you may need in the future. There's nothing worse than being 1/4 20 by 3 inch bolt short. Oh, lots and lots and lots of screws. Oh, look at that pile of stuff. Come to find out, Total Bilge is a pretty good adhesive. I thought this stuff was drier than it was. It's alright. The sun will help. We got to be careful to start in this way and in on this side, because if we go past here, we'll tear the wood fibers out in there. So we're sneaking up onto it from both directions. Maybe I should have cleaned this rear deck off before I tried to run this pencil down it. Instead of trying to move everything out of the way with a pencil. Oh, the joys of working alone all the time. So we can see right here is the top of the deck. And then I actually trace around that king plank, because I actually want this to be above the king plank. So this middle section right here is the height that I want. So I'm going to use these. And then I'm going to mark down through here. And then connect the dots. We will have our line I didn't want to take much off on that last pass to get that varnish off, so I just locked it down instead of turning it down, and locking it down keeps it from flexing, and it takes just a hair off. I don't know if that works with all planers, but it works with that one. Now we've got a couple little spots here. I'm gonna have to address that, and these are gonna show up, these screw holes, but probably just drill those out and put a bung in there or something. I worked on rounding off the edges of the top, and then I took it over to fit it up to the boat. That, I think, is going to work nicely. We'll get a little farther. Tomorrow we'll put in a board here, a board here, there, and there, so 4 of them. And then the center section will be hinged, and then each side will be hinged, and we're going to build a shelf in here to hold stuff out of any water in the bilge. We're also going to put a trim strip on top of this piece of plywood out of mahogany that'll be finished bright. This will be painted the same color as the floors. Obviously this will be finished bright. All this back here will be. The next day was Tuesday, and I tried to do my normal stuff in the boat shed, but I just couldn't get into it. So I did something just a little bit different, and it was fun. Nothing like a shipment from Total Boat. And these will be very handy. Thick sew tips. We need those. Bottom paint. Spartan. Got edge. Topside paint. Aha! A new hat. Can't wait to wear that. I wish it was a little warmer. And can't have enough of these things. I used to think I had too many until I started doing a lot of painting. Then I realized I was wrong. Total bilge. Total bilge again. Topside primer. Start doing the deck soon. Thanks so much, Total Boat. We got to get to work. Whenever you're cutting multiple pieces out of a piece of plywood like this, make sure that each time you start a new measuring that you go from a factory edge. Don't start running the square off something you cut with a circular saw or even the table saw, because when you're handling a sheet of plywood, as you can see, this is not a perfectly straight cut. I'm straightening that out after I get it cut with the sandpaper or with the plane. So get yourself to a factory edge and work from there. Okay, you can see we've got the shelves in here. Let me take you guys out of there. I'm going to be bumping you constantly. The shelves are in on both sides. I don't want to deal with, there's going to be a trim piece here that's solid and a door that opens. But until I put in these ceilings, which will go here and here, I don't know how I want to deal with this whole piece here. So I'm going to hold off on that. Probably going to cut on this line here and have these ceilings go past that floor piece or this kick piece here. This will be painted, so don't worry, it's Douglas fir, I know. It's going to be painted. So we can't deal with the outside two spaces, but what we can deal with right now is this. Now this is an old piece. I don't know what kind of boat it came from. I got it from somebody. But this piece is going to be hinged here. We've got this other piece here. Oh my goodness, there's stuff everywhere. So this piece that we made goes on here. So we've got to cut this piece right here. We got to cut this to match the bottom of this, and then this will be hinged down here at this bottom, and that will open up in case we need to get to the gas tank, but it will not cover the two shelves. Those are going to be separate doors. So let's get that done right now. Okay, first step was we went to the table saw and cut this angle that this needs to sit back this way. We also got a nice clean edge. We took off about 3/4 of an inch. You know, this is an old seat back from something. It's pretty old. This is a solid piece of mahogany. It's probably 12 inches wide to here with another piece on top. It's definitely an old piece. And I left the finish on here right now. I'm not going to clean it off and scrape it and everything until, or strip it until I'm done working on it, because I'll only scratch this old varnish up, not the good surface. So next step is to cut it to width. So I'm going to cut, hopefully get rid of these screw holes on each side. See if I can do that if I've got enough. Okay, here it goes. Nothing scarier than cutting into something that you can't replace easily. Boy, that is some really, really red stuff. And I don't throw anything like this away. Even if it's just to make bungs out of, it's worth saving. Okay, two things we need to do to this. First, we got to cut this arc in here. We're going to do it with a jigsaw. I just feel like I have a little bit more control with a jigsaw than trying to handle this big piece on a table saw. And then we also have to, I must not have got this angle quite right, because it felt like this was trying to spring forward, not close all the way. So I'm going to relieve just a little bit off of that with a plane, and then it should fit up. Now we're going to relieve this, take a little bit of off here to make the angle a little bit more so it won't be pinched when it closes. Looks like it wasn't quite, well, I didn't plane it. I just ran it through the table saw, so there's no way it was totally straight. Now it's pretty straight. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's where it's hitting, down here. That's where we got to relieve. The problem is right here. Pretty good. If it had a latch on it, it'd be great. It's a mess back here, but we'll take care of that. I found the piece of wood that fell out of there. We'll epoxy that in right now. Clean up things like this with sand, sand this whole back, paint it the same bilge paint, and of course we have a detail to put right here, which maybe I'll do tonight in the studio. These screw holes here, my plan is to, I don't think I'm going to put anything there. I think what I'll do is epoxy in an oval head silicone bronze after I get all done refinishing this, and then it'll just look like there's something behind it, and I'll just cut them off on the back so they don't stick through. All right, let's get that off. I think, oh, we got one more thing to do. Last thing, I was gonna put a lock washer underneath this nut. There's really not a lot of extra space there. So instead, I'll replace all 4 of them with these nylon lock nuts. Won't have to worry about it loosening up. Still got to touch up a couple spots in this orange paint like the one I just nicked. But honestly, I love it when things get lit just a little bit. They still look nice, but they got a little patina to them. And you know what? Now that we're doing this, we can put a washer on here. Oh, did I take care of them, or are they still up here? There they are. That'll work.